Japan has long been known as a country of centenarians, but the island of Okinawa stands out especially for the number of people who have lived to 100 years or more. The authors, Hector Garcia and Francesc Miralles, went there to reveal the secrets of a long and happy life. What makes Okinawans so unique? Organic food, salty sea air, everything turned out to be much deeper. The main component of their longevity is ikigai. Ikigai is a reason to live for, your inner compass. The word doesn't have an exact translation, but its essence is what makes you get out of bed in the morning. Garcia and Miralles have dedicated several of their books to ikigai, including Japanese Secrets of a Long and Happy Life and Station of Destiny. In this video, we have collected 10 of the most important lessons from their writings. Let's get started. Lesson 1. Find your ikigai. Ikigai is at the intersection of four aspects: what you love, that's what you're good at; what people need, something that you can get paid for. Let's figure out how to find your ikigai, the meaning of life that unites what you love, what people need, what you're willing to pay for, and what you are good at. To make it easier, let's go through each of the four circles. First round, what do you like? This is what brings you real pleasure. Think about what you're ready to do every day for several hours and not feel tired at the same time. If you find it difficult to answer, remember what you usually do on weekends or in your free time. For example, I like to walk in the park and listen to audiobooks. This activity will never get boring, and I am happy to make time for it. Second round, what do people need? It sounds abstract, but if you look at your surroundings, it becomes clearer. Think about what the people around you are missing. When I was at university, I was annoyed by how boring the teachers explained the material. Many people just read the text from presentations filled with scientific terms, and it seemed tedious. I realized that people need teachers who deliver information in a simple and understandable way. Third circle, what are you being paid for? Determine what you can do well and what people are willing to pay for. It may be something you like, but it doesn't have to be. For example, I was paid to teach Russian. Fourth round, what can you do? It can be anything: attention to detail, organization, listening skills, or creativity. My colleagues noted that I make presentations well and can explain the material in an accessible way. Now, by combining these answers, you can find what will become your ikigai. But be prepared for the fact that the search process is not always quick or easy. Sometimes you have to try different directions. This project is the intersection of all four circles. I love listening to audiobooks, and on the channel we analyze their contents. I wanted to convey complex things in simple language, and now I try to do it in every video. Besides, teaching has always been my strong point, and making videos is a kind of form of learning. So, finding ikigai is a path that takes time and experimentation, but it's worth it. Find your own, and life will sparkle with new colors. Lesson 2. Copy and improve. Pay attention not only to the style, but also to the details. Think about why the book made such a strong impression on you. What are her strengths, and where are the flaws? How have other writers dealt with such shortcomings? Analyze the best features of their work to create your own unique style. This strategy is universal. It can be applied anywhere, from a YouTube channel to launching your own business. An example from my practice: the idea for the project A Little Better appeared due to the study of similar content. I looked at what the audience already likes and added my own element of novelty. This chapter of the book is especially close to me because I myself went through such an experience. When I first started my project, I thought that a completely new, unique idea was needed for success, but in practice, it turned out that the implementation of the original concept is often associated with great difficulties, especially if you have little experience. Copying an existing idea and improving it is a smart approach for beginners. It not only reduces risks, but also helps to achieve success faster. The main thing is to add something of your own to create a product that stands out from others. Lesson 3. Set impossible goals. People often choose the path of least resistance, striving for simplicity and avoiding difficulties. This is how habits are formed, especially harmful ones. For example, someone thinks, now I'm going to smoke and drink beer because I feel good, and I'll think about the consequences later. So years pass until the body begins to give alarm signals or life is faced with a crisis that forces everything to rethink. We are afraid of change and rarely go beyond our comfort zone because pain can await us in the unknown. However, it is beyond its borders that growth and development begin. Remember how children explore the world. They are not afraid to try new things. But with age, this ability fades, and the fear of the unknown increases. The authors of the book propose an approach called the Shinkansen concept. It is a method of solving problems through radical changes. Its essence is to set ambitious, almost unrealistic goals. For example, instead of reducing the company's expenses by 5%, think about how to reduce them by 50%. At first glance, the task may seem impossible, but this approach helps to go beyond the usual thinking. This is how the Japanese Shinkansen was created, a high-speed train, the name of which literally translates as new highway. At that time, trains reached a maximum speed of 100 kilometers per hour. The Japanese set a goal to accelerate the Shinkansen to 200 kilometers per hour. It seemed impossible, but they started from scratch, abandoning traditional solutions and turned the dream into reality. Your ikigai may also seem unattainable today, but that doesn't mean it's not available. Often it is we who erect barriers ourselves, thinking that we will not be able to cope. However, the world is open to you. You just need to allow yourself to go beyond the usual. Even 20 years ago, many of the modern technologies seem fantastic. If our ancestors had seen satellites, nanochips, or wireless communications, they would have considered it impossible. But someone decided to dream, set absurd goals, and bring them to life. You can try it too. Set yourself an ambitious task that seems unattainable. Break it down into 10 small steps. Intermediate goals that will gradually lead you to your dream. For example, if you are afraid of public speaking, the goal may be to speak in front of an audience of 1,000 people. Every small step is your success, and motivation will help you move forward. The author of the book, Hector Garcia, has dreamed of visiting Japan since childhood. Over the years, this dream seemed less and less real. But fate turned out that, at the time of writing the book, Hector had been living in Japan for 12 years. If you want to not just exist, but really live, you will have to go beyond the boundaries of the usual. Do something new every day. Arrange little adventures for yourself, meet people, explore the world. Life is much broader than it seems. Lesson 4. Find a mentor. The goal of a mentor is to guide you, help you stay focused, focus on tasks, and take responsibility for your actions and promises. You choose who it will be: a professional in your field, a psychotherapist, or even a close friend. If a mentor is unavailable, try self-coaching. Today, the internet has all the opportunities for self-development. Learn new things using YouTube. You can find lessons on almost any skill there. To improve, watch those who inspire you and take notes. Ask questions on specialized forums where people with your interests gather. After completing the work, compare your results with the examples of professionals. Lesson 5. Patience and perseverance. Develop patience and perseverance. In Japanese culture, there is an expression, ganbarimasu, which means be persistent and determined until you reach your goal. To become a master in your business, you need time, practice, and patience. Malcolm Gladwell, in his book Geniuses and Outsiders, claims that it takes 10,000 hours of practice to achieve mastery. What motivates you enough to devote part of your life to this? Let's do the math. 10,000 hours is about 5 years of work, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, or 40 years of classes for 1 hour a day, 5 times a week. However, it is important to remember that not all practice leads to progress. To achieve results, you need to approach learning consciously. Lesson 6. Look for like-minded people. The Japanese believe that the contribution of a group always exceeds the efforts of one person. This principle is expressed in the concept of hashiku, which translates as field meeting or team building. The bottom line is that people come together to work on common goals, exchange ideas, and support each other. It can be a group of tourists on a hike or a meeting of businessmen at a training session. Surround yourself with those you trust, admire, and who energize you with positive energy. These should be people whose care and participation inspire you to move forward. In such an environment, you will be able to focus on what is really important without unnecessary distractions. Imagine, at a certain time, you gather with like-minded people to fully immerse yourself in your ikigai. For example, you do drawing for an hour a week. In 3 months, it's only 12 hours of practice. But if you devote an entire weekend to drawing in the company of other artists, devoting 12 hours a day, in 2 days you will achieve progress equal to 6 months of regular practice. Far from the usual worries and fuss, it's easier to focus on your goal. The energy of the team and deep immersion in the process accelerate your growth and bring you closer to your dream. Lesson 7. Remember childhood dreams. Your childhood hobbies can tell you what brings real pleasure. Make a list of childhood dreams and think about which ones you could realize now. Remember what you dreamed of as a child. What did you want to do? What gave you real pleasure? Think about whether these dreams are relevant today. It is often children's hobbies that become the key to our potential. The child's mind is free from the constraints and pressures of the adult world. Nothing is impossible in childhood. The dreams that lived in your heart back then reflected your true essence. Children look at the world with delight. Their famous "Look, Mom" means, "Look how amazing it is." Can you regain that childish curiosity? No matter how old you are, it's never too late to dream. Dreams make life brighter and inspire you to move forward. Start now. Lesson 8. Learn from the past. Analyze your experience in recent years. What motivated you? What did you learn? And how did it affect your life? Understanding the past will help you plan for the future. Lesson 9. Don't rush into retirement. For a long and active life, it is important to keep an interest in business. Many Japanese centenarians continue to work, finding joy and meaning in what they do, even at an advanced age. Lesson 10. Digital detox. If you have stopped controlling the time you spend with your phone, it's time to think about it. Perhaps you have developed nomophobia, the fear of being left without a smartphone. This condition negatively affects the quality of life. For example, you are going on a trip. You take out your phone and start taking pictures of everything in the hope of then dealing with a bunch of pictures. The result? A cluttered gallery and not a single really valuable photo. Now imagine that you have a film camera. You need to choose pictures consciously. Choose a place, a light, a composition. The way a poet chooses the words for a poem. Focus on the moment. You don't need to film everything around you. Gadgets should improve our lives, not fill it with information garbage. Anything that frees the mind and opens up creative energy contributes to your ikigai. Spend a couple of days without gadgets. Watch your condition. How are you feeling? Take care of digital hygiene. Turn on airplane mode several times a day. Limit your time on social media. Give up disturbing news that only increases stress levels. Choose quality over quantity. Fewer things, but better quality. Fewer things to do, but only the most important ones. Less food, but more nutritious. Communicate only with those who are genuinely important to you. And most importantly, slow down. While eating, put away your phone and devote yourself completely to the meal. Take a walk, listening to the silence of nature. Enjoy a book or a heartfelt conversation with a friend. Do everything as if this is the last time. Do you want to improve your life? Start with small steps. Thanks for watching, and see you later.